Hey guys, welcome back to With Notebooks and Coffee Nooks. Today I'm going to be talking about my Hobonichi cousin setup for 2017. I've seen other people make videos on this, so I wanted to add mine to the collection. I've been taking it with me and using the monthly spread for December since December started, and I'm loving it and I'm so excited to start using the daily pages. So let's just get right into it. The first feature of the Hobonichi that I wanted to talk about were the pockets, specifically the big pocket at the back. I have access to it with my cover on cover because I didn't get one of the ones with the designs on it. Sorry about the glare with the lighting, that's just kind of how it is. But this back pocket I use to keep stickers that are bigger or thicker and wouldn't really fit on the inside without bulking it up too much, which makes life easier for me. The only issue I have found with this strategy is that it can start to kind of push against the cover on cover in the plastic. You can see it a little bit. And I know that some people will probably be really bothered by this, but for me, I'm okay, I can deal with it. It's the back of my Hobonichi. Moving right along to the inside of the planner, we have all of the little pockets at the front. I've got some sticky tabs in there right now, and everything else is left blank because I'm planning on putting things into them in the new year. Those bottom pouches, I want to put a USB stick in for all of my online assignments since I take online classes. I want to take some of my cards that I regularly use, whether that be a debit card or a loyalty program card. And then in the little tiny pouch there, I just have a whole bunch of flat stickers that I don't want to put in the back. Here's another quick look at the dashboard that I made a video and rambled forever on. So if you want to see that, I'll leave the link in the description. But that's just a place for me to leave sticky notes or put my most important task down and just be inspired every time I open up my little planner for 2017. But moving right past that, now we're looking at the 3 years on 2 pages spread, which I'm not really going to mark up, I think, at all. I'm just going to use it as reference if I'm looking for certain dates or what day of a week something is, and I don't want to have to go flipping through the smaller spreads. It's just right there at the beginning for me to see. So I'm really happy that's a feature that was included. Moving right along, next we have I think it's the 6 months on 2 pages spread is what they call it, but I've just taken the top part that usually has the 3 check boxes and tried to make a little like artsy bit. I've also used that to include birthdays, like my cat's birthday, and important dates such as when there's no school or if there's a break or a holiday, just so I know to include it in my monthly spread when it comes around. So there's a quick look at my December monthly spread. And we're talking about this page, which is probably my favorite thing compared to the bullet journal, which is what I was using for 2016, because I could never quite get this spread right, but this seems to work perfectly for me. It's an overview. The boxes are big enough I can write things, but they're not like ridiculously huge where it feels overwhelming or you feel like you need to write a lot. I'm going to be tracking my finances on the little sides for major purchases that I make throughout the month, so I can keep track of those things. And the bottom bit I'll probably end up covering in washi or quotes because that's usually just my default go-to for anything like that. Anyways, moving on from that, we then go into the weekly spreads. Now, this is probably the biggest question mark for me as far as using the Hobonichi next year goes because I've never worked with anything like it before. But I think I'm using the top 3 check marks at the top for finance tracking throughout the day. I'm going to be tracking my work or my school time, like my shifts or hours I'm supposed to be in the school building. I can use it to just keep track of my hours, and I also want to use it to keep track of quotes, because I know some people like to keep quote books, but I'm a person that likes to write down anything funny that people I know say, and then I feel like that's a perfect place to keep it. And the camera's out of focus for 1 second. Sorry about that. But now we have the daily pages, which are the most famous part of the Hobonichi, and it's what attracted me to it in the first place as well. I'm really excited to practice my Japanese because I'm learning it bit by bit, and being able to see that quote there every single day and probably not know what it means will be a little bit inspiring to me to get it together and figure out how to learn what it actually does say. I want to use the left space area with all of the numbers and time spots on it as an actual bullet journal using the same way that I have before, and I want to use the rest of it as an actual journal with things like daily highlights, writing about my day, about the things that happened. I want it to be a little bit more personal than a planner. I know some people use it specifically just as a planner, and there are Facebook groups and YouTube channels dedicated just to that, but for me personally, I want to also have a space that I feel like is my own and I can write whatever I want, and I want the Hobonichi to be that for me in 2017. But looking at the planning community and other people who use the Hobonichis, I have been so inspired and I'm so excited. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about the Remember This pages that are at the beginning of each month. And I am planning on using this as kind of a 12 times a year check-in with all of my goals that I'm setting at the beginning of this year for myself, and going, how can I continue to work towards these? How did this month go? What can I do better next month? And how am I going to continue to improve so that I don't just get to the end of the year and go, oh, I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. So I'm using it kind of as a pause button. And the daily pages aren't the end of the journal. At the back, there's a whole bunch of extra pages. I want to go through them really quickly and what I'm going to be using. The first thing is the graph paper, and for that, I'm going to be keeping track of people's addresses, namely my pen pals, because I don't want to forget what their address is, because then I can't write to them anymore. Then we have the timetable, which people have been using for a whole bunch of different things. I want to kind of use mine for my timetable for my next semester of classes in school, but some people can use it for like a regular work schedule or things they know that they need to do every single week at a certain time. Or I've seen some people use it as like a social media tracker. So there are a lot of super creative ideas for the timetable. But after that, we have some more graph paper, but kind of in a chart form. And I'm thinking of using this to keep track of the social media stats instead of using the timetable, at least for the time being. There's also a gifts page, which I want to use to keep track of little goodies that I send my pen pals back and forth, just so that I know where things go, and I can keep track of everything. So I'm really happy that they included these pages. And my personal favorite of the extra pages is the My 100 page. There's also a favorites page, which is kind of self-explanatory in my opinion. But for the My 100 page, I want to write 100 songs in 2017 because that's one of the things that I do. And I want to keep track of every single one that I've written and put the names of them right there and make sure that I stay on task and that I know what I'm doing, because I think it will really improve my skill in that area. And I think that this is so awesome and so encouraging to keep doing things that you love, and not even if you hit 100 or whatever number you're shooting for. It's awesome. And then that's kind of the end. There's a contact information, but I don't want to share my personal information. I have my pencil board back there, just nice and tight in the little pocket. And there is my pen that comes with the Hobonichi that I love so much. So I'm super happy with this. I love it so much. I think it's awesome. I'm excited to use it in 2017. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching and for all of the support you've been providing on my videos. It makes me so happy. If you want to leave a like on this video, that would be awesome. And if you want to watch some more videos, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment telling me what you're doing with your Hobonichi for next year. Anyways, see you next week. This has been with Notebooks and Coffee Nooks. Have a great day.